Hey kids, it's time for our weekly big idea video. Yoda has spent a lot of time drawing the pictures for us today, so he's just going to chill in the chair while I talk to you guys about a guy named Samson. So what I want you to remember about our story with Samson today is that Samson is a picture of the people of Israel, okay? So the people of Israel, when they followed God and did what he said, and they were just powerful, and they followed his spirit, they could do anything that God had called them to do. But when they forgot about God, when they started, believing in other gods and forgetting about the one true God, it got them into trouble. And that's what we're going to see with Samson today. So here's our first picture right here. It is, sorry, let me get the camera going here. There we go. Sorry about that. You are going to draw, this looks like SpongeBob with long hair, but it looked like a minion earlier, so just work with me, okay? The first picture here you're going to draw, this is a plate and some grapes. This is a knife. You're going to draw just a circle and smaller circles. Here you're going to draw like an upside down B, but it looks like a knife if you look at it a certain way. And this is supposed to be Samson. Actually, this is Samson's mom, okay? And so here's what's going on as you draw this picture. Here is what we can... what I want you to learn about this is that God's people, they once again forgot to follow him. And so what God did is he sent this angel to a woman and said, hey, you are going to give birth to a very special person. This was, yes, Samson. And so, but there were some special rules. He was not allowed to eat grapes or drink wine, and he couldn't cut his hair, okay? He wasn't allowed to cut his hair. And so then in picture number 2, this is Samson. So you just draw his face here. You draw his little nose and do a little eyebrow there with his eye, and you draw his little chin. And then what I did for his hair, the picture had a bunch of X's. I drew some like lines, and then I would draw X's down along those lines. And this was his beautiful, luscious hair. This might be the best drawing I've done of all the big idea stuff. And I mean, this is the best I can do. So anyway, so Samson was born, and his mom listened. He grew strong because he didn't eat grapes, he didn't drink wine, and he grew out his hair. So again, they were listening to what God told them to do, even though it might be a little weird. They were, as long as they listened to what God wanted them to do, they were strong and they were invincible. And so in picture number 3, what you're doing here is you draw some U's, okay, for their faces. And then what you do here, you draw a line straight down the middle, and you kind of draw some C's or D's depending on how you look at it, and then some L's for their legs. And this is how you do their hair. One person has a little oval shape here, and then this person, you just draw V's for their hair, okay? This picture represents a group of people called the Philistines, and they caused all kinds of trouble for the Israelites. And God told Samson, hey, don't marry a Philistine, but Samson wanted to anyway, okay? And so this takes us to our next picture here. I'm going to get down here. And what happened is the Philistines tried to fight Israel, okay? But Samson was too strong, and there was even a scene where he pulled down the gates of a city, okay? So here you're drawing like a big M, so like McDonald's, and then you're drawing little arches inside with 2 lines, and then a line down here, and this is the gate, or it looks like a big gate that Samson pulled down, okay? And so, again, they couldn't stop Samson when he was listening to God and when he was obeying him and following him the way he was supposed to. But you probably guess something happens and Samson loses his way, just like the Israelites did a lot in the scripture. So back up here, you're going to draw another knife. It kind of looks like an ant. Y'all should know by now I'm not an artist, okay? So again, you draw a B upside down, or D, however you're looking at it, like little D's and then a line. But it's the B upside down, and this is the chink, 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 chink. Okay, it's like somebody cutting when you're getting your hair cut. So the Philistines had this woman. There's a woman named Delilah. Okay, and she started flirting with Samuel, and she was really pretty, and noticed that Samson was strong and muscular, all the things I am not, and basically tried to figure out what his weakness was. And if you remember, where did he get his strength from? Or, and earlier in our story, we learned that he wasn't supposed to eat grapes, drink wine, or cut his hair. Well, she found out that the source of his strength was his hair. And so when he fell asleep one night, she cut all of his hair off. And this is Samson with a really bad haircut. So you can draw this picture bad, or I drew it bad, because it's supposed to be bad, right? And so this is Samson, he's sad. And so because he didn't listen to God, all of his strength left him when his hair was cut off. And so then what happened is, these are just little pillars, and these represent the temple that the Philistines had. They had a big party, and they were honoring their God, their little g God, because they had defeated the Israelites, because Samson had got his hair cut off, and he had disobeyed God. But then here, you're drawing the same picture, but you're drawing a person in the middle with his hands and legs sticking out like he's about to push them down, because what happened is Samson asked God if he would bless him with strength just one more time, and he would honor God with that strength. And so what he did is he destroyed this temple that the Philistines made to this God, this little g God. And again, this story, what it teaches us, kids, is that Samson, when he obeyed the Lord, he was filled with the Spirit, and when he was following in his ways and honoring the Lord, there was nothing he couldn't do. But when he got enticed or led astray, when Samson wanted to be with other women and do things that he shouldn't do, that's what got him in trouble. And Israel was the same way. When they followed God, there was nothing Israel couldn't do, but a lot of times they got distracted and they followed other gods, and they would forget God. And so what we can learn from this is that it's important for us to know that God gives us boundaries, and God gives us, we call them rules, but they're not meant to be a negative thing. God knows what's best for us, and when he gives us a rule, it's for a reason, because he created us and he knows what's best for us, and therefore we can follow and trust him. And when we follow and trust him, we know that we can do anything that God calls us to do, okay? And so, Yoda, you did a great job drawing those pictures today. What do you think about the lesson? All right. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Make sure that your parents text me or post on Facebook your drawings so that I can see how they came out, okay? I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.